Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 15 Pro Max and compare it against the iPhone 11 Pro Max and see which particular iPhone is a better one for you. Now, I would recommend buying the latest one for sure, so I will leave some links in the description for some iPhones I would recommend buying this year. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which came out in 2019 on the front, has a 6.5-inch Super Retina OLED display. And it's a pretty good panel, fairly high resolution, and it was a great panel when it first came out. I will tell you this is an aftermarket display. So I have used the 11 Pro Max, I have many 11 Pros, and they're very solid phones. This one on the front has a little bit of bezel around it, so it's not the biggest amount. It still feels very good, still feels like a very modern phone. You have the notch up top, which with this wallpaper looks a little different. If I go and open it up, you can definitely see that notch, still there. Fairly big notch for sure, but it's still a very good panel. It still gets very bright and still 60 hertz, but it's still a good panel nonetheless. With the iPhone 15 Pro Max, on the other hand, this is a bigger 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. But the thing with this specific device is that it doesn't feel that much bigger than the 11 Pro Max. In fact, it kind of feels like a little bit of a slimmer device because of the lack of the curved bezel around it. Now, a few things to keep in mind: it's a bigger display. You're also getting a higher refresh rate on this specific panel as well, which is amazing. But you're also getting that dynamic island at the very top, which is very nice. Having dynamic island is very, very cool. I mean, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's a nice feature to have. And I definitely do like having something like that over the 11 Pro Max's notch. So for sure, the 15 Pro Max definitely kind of wins on the exterior, and you're getting a ProMotion display and an always-on display. Very, very big stuff to keep in mind there. Now for the rest of the body, funny enough, I've always liked the sides of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, like the flat sides, but I've always liked the reflective material from the 11 Pros and the 12 Pros and 13 Pros. It's funny Apple ended up removing that this year because I really did like the reflective material. It is what it is. Like I said, there's not much we can do, but that was awesome. That was honestly a nice thing Apple did at the time. Now, the 11 Pro Max has a SIM card tray, the 15 Pro Max does not. You're basically getting everything the same on the exterior, except when it comes down to the bottom. So we've talked about this so many times, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max has that Lightning port. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has that USB-C port. That's a pretty big change here. And for this particular year, that is probably one of the biggest changes we've gotten so far. USB-C is so cool and so important, and I'm so happy that we have that type of capability within this type of device. So USB-C definitely is amazing. I'm so happy Apple did this, and I can't wait for the future of USB-C. Now, in the back of both these devices, we do have a little bit of a different setup. I would say it looks the same, but there's a few differences. So for one, you're getting triple camera setups on the outside, so very cool stuff. But look at just how much bigger the iPhone 15 Pro Max's camera is. It's not even fair. It's completely different sensors. One difference, you're getting a LiDAR sensor here, so bigger sensors and the LiDAR sensor. You're getting frosted glass backs on both, which is very nice. But the iPhone 15 Pro Max does have MagSafe capability here. The iPhone 11 Pro Max just has that standard just wireless charging. They both have wireless charging and everything, but it is really nice that we have that on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But the 11 Pro Max still feels very premium. You're getting IP certification. You're getting a lot of similarity and a lot of overlap between both these phones for sure. So when I look at both these devices on the outside, I would definitely say that a phone like the iPhone 15 Pro Max definitely is the more premium one. It is the one that I look at as probably the more premium option. I think the 11 Pro Max still does a really good job for what you're getting at, but definitely for sure, the 15 Pro Max is by far the better phone here, pretty much in every single way. So that kind of covers it up there. Now, in terms of the software longevity between these two, the big thing to keep in mind is that the 11 Pro Max, I don't know how much longer this phone's going to last. It's kind of tough to say. I would probably say, this is second in place in terms of years to be discontinued with software. Like I said, I think this thing is still going to be here for quite a bit of time, but who's to say how long this thing's going to last? I could probably see this thing getting iOS 18, so maybe one more version of software, and then that's kind of it. That's kind of the situation that we're in. With the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I feel like this thing is just getting started with software updates. This thing just came out, so this thing's probably going to last 7 years, 6 to 7 years easily probably. So you are probably going to upgrade this phone before you actually end up, getting out of a software update on this device. So that's kind of how Apple rolls, and that's kind of what I see Apple doing in this case as well. Now let's go and do a speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has that Apple A17 Pro chip inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM, where the iPhone 11 Pro Max has that Apple A13 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go and see which one's the faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. 11 Pro Max is here, 15 Pro Max is here. Let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, 15 Pro Max is faster. Music 3, 2, 1. Okay, kind of fast on both. App Store 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. Let's kind of get out of here. Let's go and scroll through both of these. I don't think there's going to be like a massive difference here, but you can kind of see what's kind of going on with both of them. Hopping out of these two, let's go and get into mail. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 15 Pro Max is definitely the better one. Clock 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing too. Hopping out of both of these. Let's get into some other applications. Let's try Files 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Let's go and get into iTunes Store 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the two different pop-ups, but I mean that did kind of get into both around the same time. Let's go and get into tips 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think the 11 Pro Max was faster there. That was honestly kind of surprising. Let's go and get into Temple Run 2. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that honestly was quite a bit of a difference already. Okay, we had a little bit of a pop-up here. A little bit of a pop-up here as well. I think regardless, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was probably going to be the faster one for sure. I mean, that one was just significantly faster in the beginning with. We did have pop-ups on both. I don't know if they affected the loading speeds or not, but I would probably have still said that the iPhone 15 Pro Max was the faster one getting into this game. Let's see if there's big differences. The 11 Pro Max did kind of glitch up a little bit in the beginning with. Hopping out of these two here. Come on, I don't know why it's not hopping out. Let's do Pew Pew 3, 2, 1. Okay, 11 Pro Max a little bit slower. Let's go and get into Stack 3, 2, 1. Okay, another pop-up here, of course. Still faster on the iPhone 15 Pro Max though, which is kind of expected. Hopping out of these two. Let's go and get into Netflix 3, 2, 1. And that kind of covers that one up. And definitely when it kind of comes down to both of these, I definitely would say that the iPhone 15 Pro Max is probably going to be the faster one in every single way. So I think the 11 Pro Max is still plenty of fast for the most part, but you're definitely going to be getting a way faster phone on the iPhone 15 Pro Max than the iPhone 11 Pro Max without a doubt. So that kind of covers it up there. Now from the camera department, like I said before, kind of a different camera setup for the most part. So you're getting triple camera setups on both wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto lenses. You're getting 4K at 60 on the back and the front of both of these. Now with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I kind of do feel like this specific phone really isn't even like that bad of a camera. I use the 11 Pro since like I stopped using it in 2020, and that was a pretty good phone. You're getting 10x zoom on this specific device. On the outside, you're getting 0.5x zoom. So there's still a lot of capability here. Zooming in, zooming out, you still have a lot of capability. You have photo mode, video mode, slow mode. You have photo mode, you have portrait mode here as well. So there's still a lot of good modes within this specific device, which like I said before, is very cool, and I love having that type of capability within my specific iPhone. The 15 Pro Max though is just way better than the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's like not even fair. You're getting a significantly better camera here in every single which way you look at it. So for one, you're still getting 0.5x zoom like the 11 Pro Max has, but you're getting 25x zoom. That is significantly more zoom than what you're getting on the 11 Pro Max. Not that you would need 25x zoom all the time. It's still a very, very nice feature to have, and that is something that I love about this phone. You're getting portrait mode, panorama mode, cinematic mode the 11 Pro Max doesn't have, slow mode, time lapse, a lot of stuff that you're getting on the iPhone 15 Pro Max that the 11 Pro Max just doesn't have. You're getting also better battery life on the 15 Pro Max as well. So to sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you is you are getting a significantly better phone on the 11 Pro Max than the 15 Pro Max. And if you were to go from an 11 Pro Max to a 15 Pro Max, you're getting some of the best features Apple's ever put on an iPhone. USB-C, the best camera ever probably on their iPhones. Really good performance, a phone that's going to last a long amount of time. Great build quality, I don't know how durable it is, but it's okay. It's a really good phone. I think the 11 Pro Max is still a good phone for the price, but like I would recommend just buying like a 13 Pro Max if you don't want to go up to a 15 Pro Max, or even buy like a 13 Pro, like that would be better. But definitely you should probably consider upgrading from the 11 Pro Max at some point. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.